to talk about a man that I thought we would be done talking about. It's like I feel like these old stories are popping up left and right here lately. We had to talk about Shedeur Sanders like a couple of days ago. Now we got to talk about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, who never wanted to be a Giant, guys. Never. And we got to call it what it is, because this is coming directly from Ryan Dunleavy, who talked about it. He said, this is what he said on X. Despite his free agent discussions with Giants and praise for Brian Daboll, Aaron Rodgers told Steelers media today that it was here, meeting in Pittsburgh, or not play.
You know, I take Aaron Rodgers as far as I can throw him.
Yeah.
Now, is this before or after he spends a month in the cave? Because he probably loses some weight when he does those shroom visits in the cave.
Yeah. I'm just definitely. I'm going to wait until after he's immunized, and then I'll believe everything he says. I think he's just trying to be political.
I think he's saying whatever to keep himself relevant exactly. And keep himself like in the media's attention.
But that's not a good way to be in the media attention. I mean, he was talking to multiple teams. It wasn't even just us too. Like there was a couple of teams he was talking to, you know. And let's be honest, the writing was on the wall. Like it was pretty obvious he really wanted to go to Minnesota.
Yeah.
Like point blank, he wanted to go to Minnesota. Let's be honest. Let's call it what it was. You know, I feel like we were like the backup plan to the backup plan of having a just in case kind of scenario. You know, it's kind of like we were like the fifth girl asked at the prom, and he was just hoping one would say yes.
I just got a question for the Steeler organization. How desperate you got to be to wait for a guy in June to start their OTAs.
Yeah.
I mean, how desperate do you got to be? Is this something that
you see the quarterback room?
Yeah.
Well, I know that's what I'm saying, but I mean, they had opportunities.
Yep.
I mean, they could start their franchise over, and they chose to take a pass this year.
I would have point blank started Mason Rudolph and Will Howard. Let the two of them do it and see what you got in Will Howard. Obviously, you know what you got in Mason Rudolph. He's been around long enough. Not that Howard's a big prospect. You got great things to expect out of him, but I would have point blank punted it towards next year and hope that I have a bad season. I can go ahead and trade down, maybe get a quarterback at that point there. And you got to start wondering at one point, is it just the Steelers care about that never had a losing record under Tomlin thing?
I was going to say.
Let's be honest. They're probably going to be at least 500 with Rodgers, but that also means you ain't getting a quarterback next year, and you need one more than anybody else. Literally, besides the Saints, you probably have the worst quarterback room in the entire NFL right now.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
And partially because of the fact that you're going to go next year and you're not going to have Rodgers. It's one and done. You got a 1-year rental with no other backup option. We got a 1-year rental with a 2-year rental to be a protege. Like a mentor to him. Plus, we got a first-round quarterback. That's legit. That's legit. And let's see here. Deb also mentioned it's a good point there. She said, do you think that Tom was in the hot seat? Some fans are wanting him gone last year. First off, if Steeler fans want him gone, they dumb.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think he's holding on to that whole no losing season thing way too hard there, but that is quite possibly top 3, top 5 coach, if not the best. You can make that argument even too. I mean, I think Andy Reid's probably number 1 right now. You know, with everything he's done, but 2 stops there. But you could make the case that he is literally one of the best coaches, point blank, in all of football.
I don't think Tom is going anywhere. Look, that is the one franchise that we can count on one hand of how many coaches they've had in the totality of that organization.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the one thing that I do praise that Steelers organization is consistency.
Yep.
6 Lombardis. They were the laughing stock before that. Chuck Noll. Oh God, his name just slipped my head. Was it
Bill Cowher?
Bill Cowher. I was gonna say Howard something. You know how I love, messing names up. And then of course you got Tomlin. So I think Tomlin is safe.
I think
a losing record. Now if he was on his possible third or fourth consecutive
But it's,
losing season. I guess maybe they could talk about it, but other than that,
this is also not a coach though that you go, can he win a big game? Like he's shown you he can win a game. Like he's he's
Multiple
done
big
it.
games.
Like like
and
it's
biggest
not a
game.
Marty Schottenheimer kind of situation
Right.
where like you go, okay, it probably isn't the guy to put us next level. You just need the right talent to put him there. But the problem is you keep playing mediocre enough that you can't build up to the draft, which is where you got to build. So you need to look at your scouting room, or you got to tear it apart and bring it back up again. That's what you got to do. Point blank. But like I said, Aaron Rodgers though can, I'm just going to say he can take a look at the Jersey State bird, because that if I didn't like that comment. He could have easily said, I just listen. I looked at a lot of options. The Steelers are my preferred place. You could have said that. I would have had no beef with that. No beef whatsoever. Say it was here or not play. So you'd rather retire than be a Giant. That's what you said. But don't waste our goddamn time.
oh shucks,
Yeah.
it's kind of high,
Listen, I think we're in a better scenario than we would have been if we signed him.
easy.
But I'm just saying, to me, it's like I
Listen,
said, another list of dick moves he's made in his career.
Yeah.
Right there.
Hands down, I would have taken Russ over Rodgers. You're going to get it cheaper. They have similar amount of knowledge. Yes. Both are dicks, but just one's bigger than the other.
Listen, first off, you do have to go ahead and keep your hands up because we know you can't be trusted. Okay, no hands down here in the show, Rob.
Thanks for watching. Like the show? Of course you do, or you would have turned it off by now and not be hearing me. There are plenty of ways to support the show. YouTube is the best place to join us, and we offer memberships there with fun benefits like custom emojis and early access to video clips. Of course, there you can also send super chats and stickers to send one-time support payments. The best way to support the show is to buy these drunk idiots beers at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Along with one-time support payments, there are also monthly plans, so you can continue to help kill their livers each month. You can also show people that you are a goofball by visiting our store at 2giantgoofballs-shop.fourthwall.com. We got everything from shirts, hats, phone cases, funny candles, buttons, stickers, and even a 2 Giant Goofballs towel to dry off your goofballs. Of course, you can always support the show for free by simply hitting the like, subscribe, and share button wherever you are watching or listening to this. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show tremendously, and quite frankly, the goofballs suck at marketing and need your help to get the word out. Thank you for being part of the Goofball Army and for taking the time out to support the show.
If you like that clip,
then you will love the full episodes too.
find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.